Oh man, we're here for another episode of Sports Talk Unfiltered. We haven't been on in a while, man. We had a lot going on, but we're on
That's
tonight.
your fault, man. That's it. We're gonna blame you for that.
You can blame me if you
You
want
ain't
to
blaming
blame
us.
me. One of them weeks you moved out of the state. Um, hey, so we back,
Hey, it
man.
was a
We
rough
back.
one. It
We
was a
back.
rough
Yeah,
one.
I
Yeah,
know.
we,
And
yeah,
then
we,
with your little
man.
spine issue, you know, I know it was rough.
You ain't got to tell her
Yeah.
about all my business, man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You got to tell her about it.
I ain't mean to say that. I'm sorry. I apologize.
What's going
All
on
right.
with it? I'm just
Nothing
messing.
much, man. We here talking about some sports talk, man. We're gonna get some things out. We got some NBA to talk about, some NFL, some signings, some things that didn't sign. I wanted to start out, man, and ask the question. I was really thinking about this, and this whole not that we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Look, man, why is Lamar Jackson not getting any contract looks, man? Do we gotta is it colluding like they say it is, or what's the deal? If people say he's just not worth that money and 2 first round picks, and then the next question is, do you think he gonna still be with the Baltimore Ravens?
I think the Ravens want him, man, but they just want him at their price. They don't want to bet the house on him. I mean, he's been injured, and he's prone to injury because of the way he play. So that it's bound to happen, and I don't think they want to put all their eggs in one basket.
Man,
Yeah, I think it's that's something to do with it. That's partial of it to do with it. But we all know. But from what has been always said, the organization don't work like that. So I'm saying it's an organization thing. It's an injury thing, and I think it also is going to boil down to him not having a real agent. You know, I get that he's promoting himself, he's betting on himself, but them contracts before now have really messed things up to me for him, especially the Deshaun Watson contract. And he wants his guaranteed money, man. You know, like you say, you don't know how long he's gonna be in the NFL. He played hurt for him. I mean, he showed them that he's willing to do. I mean, what more they want the man to do, man? You know what I'm saying? But I think he put himself at risk when I think he should have had an agent to work with him. And then the injury thing, I think a lot of them are staying away from it.
Yeah, this is actually pretty simple. I think Lamar kind of overplayed his hand a little bit. Um, it's always enough talk going around about him about not being able to be a pocket passer. I don't happen to agree with it. I think if you put him in the same situation as Jalen Hurt, I think he could be just successful, if not more successful, because he can throw the ball. He is an athlete. He can do RPOs, all that good stuff. But he overplayed his hand. He came out at a time where, first of all, he's under the franchise tag, which means even if a team was to go and do a deal, it wouldn't matter if the Ravens want to keep him. They just gonna take it. What the Ravens are saying is, "Hey man, I hear what you're saying about the market, but that ain't really the market. The market is where Josh Allen is, not where Deshaun Watson is." And the Browns are historically a bad franchise, and they make, in the minds of a lot of people, bad franchise decisions. So he kind of overplayed his hand. If he was smart, he would just go ahead and sign the franchise tag, play for a year. If he had little nagging injuries, he just sit out on every one of them, then go play on it one more time next year. Because if he does that, then that's 2 years, $70 million. That third year, he'll be a complete free agent, the same way that Kirk Cousins was. And if he's still playing at that level and he can show more that he'll be a pocket passer, then he can get those years. I heard Louis Riddick say this, and I think I'm with him. The problem with quarterbacks now is they keep looking for this long term money. They need to just do like the NBA, do a 1+1 every year. Do a 1+1 every year, and you start to do that. You start to get your money, because quarterbacks are going to get their money. Because you know what? It's the only position that starters don't get cut. I don't care how good you are. I mean, in every other position you start to get too expensive, they just cut you. They don't do that for quarterbacks. So quarterbacks are going to get their money. I personally just think he kind of overplayed his hand because everybody in the league knows if we put out that money for that contract and we sign it, first of all, they have to have the cap available for them just to extend him an offer that he wants. So they got the cap. Now they done cut a whole bunch of people. Their team is less. They do it all for the Ravens just to sign him, and then they got to pick up the pieces. He just kind of overplayed his hand. I mean, I don't think this is a referendum on him as a player. I don't think this is a referendum on the league being in collusion because the owners done shown you. If I want him, I put it to you this way: if the Cowboys didn't have Dak Prescott and all they had was Cooper Rush, you can best believe that the Cowboys would be the type of team that forget that what everybody else say. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the money because we want that kind of quarterback. So I think he just kind of overplayed his hand, and he's gonna have to ride this one on the franchise tag. It just is what it is, and he should sign a 3-year deal where the first 2 are fully guaranteed, and then on that 3rd year he can walk or go back in the same situation.
Do you think this he loses a lot of leverage now in his negotiations with the Ravens because of this?
Yeah.
Not really. No, I don't think
I
so. And the
mean,
reason why I don't think so is because he never had leverage with the Ravens because the Ravens always have the franchise tag in their back pocket. They always do. There's nothing, there's nothing that a player can do to stop that. So the Ravens always had that card. So the Ravens could be playing it as, I mean, heck, maybe we draft Josh Richardson to play behind him, and then when his 2 years up, we go ahead and let him go. You know what I'm saying? They always had options. So I don't think he hurt his leverage. Because he never being a franchise player, you never have leverage anyway. The only thing he can do is withhold his services.
that's
That
leverage.
that's not leverage.
Yeah, but
That's
he
leverage.
withhold his service. He withhold his services and leave $32.5 million on the table. That's not really leverage because let's not forget Lamar Jackson played 2 years ago on a $1.7 million contract. Only last year did he get the $16 million contract because they picked up the 5th-year option, and that's what the average is. So he had that same Baker Mayfield um, contract at the end. He's not. You don't have leverage until you're a free agent. And he's not due to be a free agent for another 2 years. So he never had leverage. He should have signed a deal 2 years ago when everybody else did. And then he would be up next year to get that money.
Do you think him having his mother as an agent is hurting him?
Well, it definitely hurt him this week because they can't talk to nobody when the free agent uh, negotiating period opened on Monday. He can't talk to anybody because he doesn't have an agent.
What do you mean he can't talk? Ain't his mother his agent?
So, nah, she's not an agent. She has to be a registered agent.
Oh, she's
And
just somebody
so,
who talking for him.
exactly, she's not even talking for him. She's just talking with him. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? It's like they're
And
teamed. He's his own agent.
oh, she
Yeah.
not considered she's
Mm-mm.
not recognized as an agent. She's
Nope.
just
Because if
recognized
she
as his
if
mother.
she was, she could be negotiating with other teams right now just to see what the market is. But because
Oh, so
she's
he don't
not,
even know if nobody want him.
no, they can't talk to him until 4 o'clock tomorrow when the new league year starts.
But if he had an agent, he could.
If he had an agent, just like all these people who've been getting signed this week and agreeing to deals, their
Oh,
agents,
because they've been
Right.
talking before,
yes,
and when it came
Right.
open, they
yeah,
already had that stuff in
yeah, and
play.
the agents can talk. The agents, I could begin talking Monday at 12 o'clock to teams.
Mm-hmm.
Agents are allowed to make contact. If they talk before Monday, that's tampering. You can, you know what I'm saying, you can lose draft picks like
I
the
didn't
Dolphins
know she
did.
wasn't. I didn't know she wasn't
Mm-mm,
a
I
registered.
thought she was just like Tasha Mack.
mm-mm. Nope,
What's
nope.
Tasha? I don't understand. What's Tasha Mack?
the game.
Stupid, man.
You
The WB.
Asian with the game.
you spewing the WB network references.
That's what he doing, right? That is exactly what he doing.
You didn't even do a good NBC or Netflix. You spew you that. Lord, you pulling the
Hey,
WB reference.
you can't play with
And
it, man.
anytime you get demoted from WB to something else, never mind.
You
Look.
just
All
on
right,
cable now.
you just for real. They might as well be on KP. Listen. All right, so I didn't know that she wasn't a registered agent, and that's
Yeah, I always thought she was.
I thought she was an
Let me
agent.
let me just respond to what Todd said. This has nothing to do with being a black quarterback. This has nothing to do with doing it with being a running quarterback. This has nothing to do, and they really can't even say injury because all the quarterbacks got hurt last year. You know what I mean? Josh Allen, they got put out the playoffs because he was hurt. While he was just playing hurt. So I don't think that's it. It is Deshaun Watson was in a situation where both the Texans and the Browns were desperate. When you got two situations like that where people come in, desperation make you do things.
And the Browns might be regretting that a little bit.
Nah, they didn't already re-signed him, added another year to it, and added $36 million. They were over the cap, and they restructured Deshaun Watson,
Dang.
and so now he's just a regular quarterback. The picks that they gave up gonna convey this year, and so beginning next year they had a regular team. So it was risky. They put themselves in a 2-year hole, but now they got the stuff going forward. They're a regular team with a good quarterback. I think Deshaun Watson is a good quarterback. I don't think he should have been given everything that he had going on. I don't think he should have been the trendsetter for the guaranteed contracts.
Wow. All right. Well, I
Well,
didn't
they
know
was
that.
trying to, they've been bad so long. They was reaching, and
No, they
even
knew what
though
Baker Mayfield was. They knew what I've been saying all year.
Well, let me ask you a question. And if nobody's been able to talk to him, then by tomorrow we might be hearing some news about some people offering him some stuff. Then
4:00 tomorrow is possible, but here's the problem: nobody has the money right now. So the good thing is, by waiting for the new league year to start, they just have to get the money before he signs the contract. But they can offer him a contract, but it's not gonna matter whatever is offer, because like you could throw a poison pill in there, meaning okay, you're gonna count $60 million against our cap this year, like Aaron Rodgers is.
but they can't do that though. I heard they couldn't do the poison pill.
Yeah, you can. You can. There's just nobody has the money to do it. The only team that would have been able to do it was the Bears. And now that the Bears are filled up, well, first they already have, Justin Fields, and then they've signed a bunch of people, so they ate up that cap space that they had.
Man, all right. Well, do y'all think somebody gonna give him something, or you think he's gonna be back with the Ravens next year?
He's gonna be back with the Ravens. He's gonna wait.
He's gonna be
He probably
gonna be
wait
back with him, but he ain't gonna play.
No, he gonna wait till like the day before, 2 days before the season start. He ain't going to training camp. He ain't doing none of that. He holding out. And it really all he doing is hurting his own value by doing that, because
He really is.
they have a new offensive coordinator. They're probably gonna start trying to get some receivers and stuff in there. He needs to be in there learning that offense and getting that. So holding out is only gonna hurt him in the long run. I understand it's about a principle, but he overplayed his hand. It won't the right timing for that principal move.
Man, all right. Well, we did a little more. I was thinking something about the NBA, and I had a question. Who has the best duo in the NBA right now, off the top of your head, if you can think of it?
Man, y'all shouldn't. Come on, man, stop.
You think it's Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown? No, hands down.
It's hands down. Facts. Hands down.
Puff, give. You messing up the rotation. First of all, they would be probably 4, 5, maybe even 6, because I still think LeBron and AD is better than them. I think the best duo is KD and Devin Booker.
What you just say? You say LeBron and AD?
Yeah, LeBron and AD is better than them.
They're in the top 5.
I think, and I would probably take Kyrie and Luka.
I mean, that's his opinion.
And no, it's
Are you
opinion, but
serious?
yeah, I would probably
Yeah,
no.
it's
I mean,
opinion. Okay.
considering
All right.
what I would probably take. No, dude, don't get me wrong. I think
All right.
Brown might be as good, if not better than Tatum. So I like them. I just
Right.
it's
Yeah.
just when you look at KD and Devin Booker, that might
That's number
be
one.
the most unstoppable scoring duo I have ever seen. I done sat here and
But how
watched.
you
I done sat
you
here and
can't
watched the
say
last
you
2
can't
weeks.
say
Can't
you
say
can't
what?
say that though, Tony.
N-
They ain't played number 3 games together. So how you
Yeah,
gonna say that?
I can't say that, dude. Right now,
And they
if
won
we
all
take
3
an injury
games.
out, hey, look, check this out. I sat here and watched over
Dude,
the
you got
last 2
stop.
weeks. I done watched Jason Tatum blow games, like because he's having an off shooting. Now, granted, superstars go through it; they have that, but I've never seen
Everybody do.
I've
That's
never seen KD or Booker go through these kind of scoring droughts because they can score so many different ways. They lethal from
Booker
three,
has this year, Tony. Booker has this
bruh,
year, Tony.
bruh.
Not with
I'm
KD.
just saying.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have KD. Okay,
I
without
don't
he ain't played but
see
3 games with KD Bishop.
right,
I mean,
and
how
I
many
see.
games do
So
you think it
I
would need to
mean,
take?
you need to take what?
How many games do you need to see?
KD can play. KD can play with anybody.
With
Okay, but then
anybody.
that 3 game
Period.
statement don't mean
He
nothing.
can play with
Yeah,
anybody. But
yeah,
I'm still saying.
because I
But
say this: if
but
you would have
what
put
you saying is that I
Magic
mean
and Bird on the
they
same
ain't played enough
team,
games. To say,
day one they the best
I don't.
duo in the league. So you know what I'm saying. It don't matter how many games they play together. If you would have put Prime Bird, and Prime Magic on the same team, day one they the best duo in the league. So the
Yeah,
KD, I
but the
think right
Lakers.
now with the combination
You
of K,
said the Lakers though.
but no, man, it's
I
tough,
wouldn't put
man.
LeBron or what's his
So
name.
here's the thing, man. Here's
That's
Anthony
the
top
thing.
Davis
A
can't
five.
healthy
stay
That's
Anthony
top
healthy.
five.
Davis, yeah, a
What you
healthy
saying? A
Anthony
healthy? He
Davis
can't stay
and
healthy
health.
though. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, but that's not what the question was. We said what's the best duo, and right
Right.
now I think I'm
If you
talking
ain't
about
on the
where
court, how
they
you
are
the
right
best
now.
duo? If you're not on the
You
court,
have
how you
been
the
on.
best duo?
They're not on the court today,
That's
Howard.
all I'm saying. I'm just
They're
saying,
not on the
Tony.
court
I'm just saying.
today. So if we'd
I'm
asked this
just saying,
question
Tony.
when Brown was
We can
out,
we can we can
then
go.
we couldn't include them. Come
No, I'm
on,
not
Howard.
saying that. But come on, man. Look at the games that KD has, Anthony Davis has missed. Every year he misses at least 2 months of basketball because he's hurt.
It's part of the
He
game,
behind.
But you
man.
want to say,
He behind the most freak
I don't want to
injuries
hear no
too,
part
man.
of the everybody.
He be he
I mean, that's
his
what I'm
injuries
saying.
his injuries don't even be. It's like, wait a minute, this was the worst luck you could. Out of all the people, is one thing there that you step down and you fall on somebody's ankle or something. You know what I'm saying? That was somebody won't even in the play. You were celebrating it. I mean, he has the worst injury luck. But when he played
One thing I'll
ball,
say is, I mean, I would okay. They're one of the that could be top 5 two duos.
yeah. And don't
My
get me
position
wrong,
is,
your boys are in
my,
there,
my-
but
I'm just saying that you
They
know.
in
But
there.
I respect that. I mean, I respect that.
What
I
y'all say
respect that.
about Joel
I just
Embiid, James Harden?
I think James Harden is the problem.
uh
James Harden is the lead.
So
yeah.
yeah, Joel Embiid is there, but James Harden is no longer one of those
He not
players
that
that
guy
could be
anymore.
in the conversation with them.
He
Like
play
you
when he
can
want
put,
to
as
play
a
to
matter of
me.
fact, out of all them duos that we done said, I wouldn't take James Harden over any other player. Like not Brown, not Tatum, not Booker, I mean none of the other players that we've talked about. I would take James Harden. And that's
That's
not
just
to
like taking
disrespect his
Westbrook.
game. He's just not the same guy that he used to be.
Gotcha. All right. So the consensus is you agree with the whole number one being KD. I'm talking to Elliot. KD.
Yes, sir.
Booker.
KD and Booker.
That's
All right.
tough.
KD and
Then
Booker, then AD and
then
Bron.
AD and Braun.
I could
Heck no.
see the Celtics be. I still have AD and Bron being there, but I could still have the
No.
Celtics being number 2. I could see that. I can't argue with that.
I got
Even
him
though
number
for
3.
me,
I got him number 3.
oh, what's the number 3?
I,
I got
who
Tatum and
number
Oh,
Brown
three?
at
the
number 3.
Celtics. Okay. Because I
Okay,
was
because
trying to
you're a
think of
Laker
somebody
fan.
with Giannis, but neither one of those guys they play
Middleton's
role. They're
still working his way back to me, man.
Hey,
yeah,
that's true
they're
though.
like
Hey, look, man. Todd did say something true. We talk about AD being hurt. KD get hurt a lot too.
Man,
KD
this dude slipped
almost
on the
He
he
West
ain't,
don't
Coast.
listen. KD don't get the same rap that AD does, but for all intents purposes, they both stay hurt a
he's
lot, man.
they've been hurt lately. They've been hurt a lot. Yeah, you're
I
right.
mean,
I give. I that's the
lately
fact.
is 3 years.
Yeah,
That's true.
You
That's
know
the
what I mean?
truth.
Lately might be
That,
yeah,
three, four
that's the truth.
years,
but
man.
That's sir.
but
That's it.
for all
Real
That's
intents
talk.
right.
and purposes, when it matters, he's on the court. You know what I'm saying? It's just a 1 year where he tore his Achilles. Other than that, when it matters, he's on the court. And I think with KD, a lot of his injuries, every time he get hurt, whatever time they say he
That's
need
not
to
a
be
true
out,
state. That's not a true statement, Tony. Did he get
no,
hurt
no,
in the
no.
playoffs where they
That's
could
the
have
year
won?
he tore his Achilles.
Right. That ain't what didn't it matter?
I say that was one.
Oh, okay, all
That
right.
was 1
That's
year.
what he said.
Every other year,
Bishop not
even if he
listening,
got
Tony.
hurt during the
Bishop not
year,
listening, Tony.
he was
No,
on the
no,
court at
I'm
the
just
end.
saying. He said he's on the court when it matters.
But but he said that size of that injury, the
And he
Achilles.
Yeah,
out
that
that he
1
out
year.
almost all playoffs since he been getting hurt.
Mm-mm,
Who?
mm-mm,
He
No,
finished but
he
one
played.
time, didn't it?
mm-mm. He was
He
the
played
only
all the
one
playoffs last
playing.
year.
He was the only one playing when the
Yeah,
Bucks beat them.
he be playing, but he be kind of hurt though.
He was man. He wasn't hurt
He
when the
be coming
man,
back from injuries
he,
on the
he
fourth
was a
game of the second series
Nah,
round of the
man.
playoffs.
he
I don't know
was
what
a
you've been watching,
You
man.
know
he
what
was
He
I'm
a
been
saying?
he
playing,
was a
man.
he was a toenail he was a
He be
toenail
coming back.
away.
He be coming
He was
back
a
at the
toenail
second
away from
round.
sending the
Yeah,
Bucks
but he be
home
coming. Yeah, but he be
Right,
coming back
by
in the second
himself.
round of the playoffs
A
with
day
3
by
late,
games.
dollar
himself.
short.
Nah,
Yeah, you know.
he's not doing that, man. Y'all, I don't know what you watch. That's the perception. He's hurt in the regular season. But in the playoffs, he's been healthy every year except for the 1 year that he got hurt when he tore his Achilles. First, he took a knee where the dude rolled over his knee and he came back too early and tore his
And
Achilles.
KD
So
injuries be a little bit worse than AD's injuries.
Yes.
yeah, but AD injury when
And
anytime you having foot injuries and stuff like that when you're a big man, I'm always scared of your feet
Yeah, I
hurting.
mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, and KD is a big man too.
Yeah, but nah, he's a tall man. He still don't weigh
he
nothing.
ain't carrying that weight. Yeah,
He ain't carrying that weight.
that AD
Yeah,
carries.
yeah.
That's the
So,
difference.
hey, Todd. No. The regular season does not get you ready for the playoffs. These dudes turn it on all this
The
load
regular season,
management,
Tony,
all
what are
this
you
stuff.
talking about? The regular season does get you ready for
No,
the
it
playoffs.
don't, man. Okay, if the regular season was that important, why these dudes be taking these? Dudes got a built-in 15 days off. Well, I ain't got to play.
Tony, they
Come
play
on, man.
82 games a year. They
Yeah,
don't play
bro, but that's what
18
I'm saying,
games a year. They
bro.
play 82 games a year. What do you mean?
The only thing you have to do is not be in the play-in. As long as you ain't in the play-in, you ain't got to play no extra games, and them dudes feel like they can win the title from anywhere.
I know they feel like they can, but that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's regular season get you ready for the
Yeah,
playoffs.
the NBA is the only sport where the best team 90% of the time wins. You can't be if you take away if all teams are healthy, the best team wins all the time. And so
90% of the
because
time. Let's stick with
no,
90%.
I'm gonna say all the time because when you think about it, it's so hard to beat somebody 4 times if they're better than you. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, even when you look at what's considered upsets, like you look at the Detroit Lakers, that to me wasn't an upset. The Detroit was the most solid 1 through 8 team in the league. Like they were a better team. The Lakers had better players, but they were a better team. And so,
And you don't think, and so you think you could took them 8 players from all different teams and brought them into the playoffs, and then they can win the championship?
not bring them straight in the playoffs.
Okay, so
But
they have to have some regular season games.
Nah, they just got to practice together.
I mean, you don't. That's not
If they have
Practice.
consistent practices where they
You talking about
get
practice?
So
where they get together,
So okay, then let me ask you this then: so they can play no games and just practice and come into the playoffs and win the championship.
that's a bit extreme. But
All
I
right,
say if you put
I just wanted to make sure we
no.
on the same
So
page.
hey,
We go
watch this.
on,
No. Put Giannis, LeBron, Embiid, Kevin Durant, and I don't know. Pick a point guard.
Did we do that? Did we do that with LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh
Yeah, we did.
that first year, and then they lose?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, this is the one bad thing you'll ever hear me say about LeBron. LeBron, the moment was too big for him.
I mean, I'm just saying. That all that stuff means something.
Yeah,
You
but
can't
they
just go in
weren't.
the
They were
playoffs.
a better team. They weren't a better team. You
They
forget
weren't a
that
better
year.
team.
No, dude, they weren't. That year they were 6 deep.
You don't think they were a better team? You
They
just
were.
been telling me
Oh,
LeBron
no.
just had a
No,
better
no.
off series.
They were 6 deep. When they went to their bench, they had nothing because they had to cut everybody
So you
just
think
to get
Dallas?
these
You think
guys.
Dallas was a better team than
Dallas,
LeBron's Dallas
Dallas
Wade and
had
Bosh?
1 through 8, 1
Name
through
me
10.
name me the 5
Hey,
Dallas players.
So it was Dirk. They had Tyson Chandler. They had Jason Kidd. They had Barea came off the bench.
You just
They
said
had
Tyson Chandler and Barea
no
as
no
their
no
starters.
no. Tyson Chandler
Jason
played
Terry.
his role, bruh. He played his
Yeah,
role.
but I'm
He
I
just
was
thought
the
saying
Jason Terry.
he's
leader.
a starter. You just named Terry and Barea as starter.
Do y'all forget who Jet Terry was, bruh?
Who?
Jason Terry. You forget who
I
he
didn't
was.
say Jason Terry. You just said
Oh.
Tyson Chandler and Barea.
No. I said Barea was off the bench, but I said Terry. So they started J Kid, Terry. I can't remember who they 3 was.
Right, that's the
I can't
point.
remember who they 3 was.
That's my point. What I'm trying to say, and that Miami
No.
team,
A better team. They
I don't
won't play in 3-on-3. They were not playing 3-on-3. They had to play 5. They had to play 5-on-5 for 48
LeBron had
minutes.
a bad series. If LeBron had showed up, they would have punished Dallas.
Possibly.
LeBron, they were not the better team. LeBron was Sean
They
Marion
got
was the
out
team.
coached.
Yeah.
They got out coached. Simple as that.
Yo, man, they were
And
deeper. Howard, they were deeper.
Dallas was deep, man.
LeBron was playing 42
Dallas
minutes.
was
D
deep,
Wade was
man.
playing 42 minutes. Bosh was playing 40 minutes. And the other team
They
was
was
coming
deep,
in
man.
fresh the whole time, man. They were a lot deeper, man. That ain't as
No,
easy as you think, man.
Dallas was deep, man.
That's like
Dallas
you
was
taking
deep,
your
man.
LeBron show
I
up, they
guarantee.
win, man.
Listen, I
When LeBron
guarantee
show up,
you,
they win.
if we look at that Miami roster, I bet you they was deeper than what you think they were.
They
No,
weren't.
no.
They
no,
weren't. That's
no.
what I'm saying.
Because if they
Dude,
was,
Norris Cole
they
and
would have won the
Chalmers were their
series.
point guards.
No, I disagree. Howard LeBron just didn't show up.
He didn't show up. LeBron didn't show up.
Man,
That's
they
what
just
that
get. Why he didn't show up? He was on the court.
He had a bad
that don't
series.
mean showing up because you want to. I don't mean he didn't show up
That's
for
what
the
you're saying.
game. I'm saying
I ain't
he
talking
didn't
about
play.
that. I'm saying he was on the court.
Yeah,
he
but
played.
Oh, you saying that's no excuse is what you're saying.
No excuse.
Oh,
He
okay.
played.
I agree with that. I agree with that. You right.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I don't, but I'm just
He
saying.
shouldn't have said. He shouldn't have said we're gonna win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He shouldn't have said that. And they might have won that.
Hey man, and for the record, Mr. Hollywood, Sean Marion wasn't on that team. Josh Howard was their starting 3. They had Josh Howard. They had Devin Harris. Too. They had, they had Van Horn, Jerry Stackhouse, Dan
man,
Pierre.
Their bench.
You know what I'm saying?
Their bench. Yeah. Their bench was the factor in that series.
Dude,
period.
They had
the factor in the series was LeBron.
They had 9 players.
No, the factor in the series
scoring 15 minutes.
That was the factor.
No, the factor was the bench of Dallas Mavericks.
The factor
and then,
LeBron
like I told
about
Bishop,
Delonte West. LeBron had his mind on Delonte West, and he didn't show up for the series. That's what the problem was. That's what the problem was.
So what are you saying? Because of the relationship with Devontae and Delonte?
I'm not saying I'm not getting too deep because we might have him on the show one day. So I don't want him to go back and look at no past footage.
That's right.
And not come on the show.
You never know.
So I wanna keep that.
Well,
you never know.
I didn't say no names.
All right.
I just said
Sean Marion was.
West was my boy, man. West was my boy, man.
Well, he won't my boy.
West I don't like him.
I don't like him. I don't think he was never any good because he might come on the show and I won't even know that I'm on his side. I'm not.
He was a good defender, man.
He was a great defender.
He was a good
on his side. I'm on.
He was a good defender, man.
Yeah, but that team if you look at the bench, they had Udonis Haslam, and they
Udonis
had
Haslam.
Howard.
Come on now, you can't put that was
Yeah,
young. That
he
was
balled
young.
now. He balled.
Who else they have?
Did.
Who else they have?
Did
Don't
ball.
stop. Who else they have?
Oh, Zajunas Ilgauskas didn't play. Jamal McGlure didn't play. Pittman
Who are
didn't
they?
play. Right. They had Eddie House and Mike Miller. That was
Mike
it.
Miller, Eddie House that's two. Come on, man.
Mike Miller played 8 minutes.
Listen,
I don't understand. They were 8.
they
good
couldn't
minutes.
do nothing, man.
They was 8 good minutes.
They was 8 good minutes. That was 8 good minutes.
8 good
They were 8 good minutes.
Okay.
That's why they didn't win the series, Bishop. They bench. They didn't win the series because of their bench.
Chalmers played 40 minutes a game, bro. Come on, man.
Every
Mario
game.
Chalmers is playing 40 minutes a game, homie. Come on, man.
What was the team for Dallas?
Every game.
Dallas had Dirk, Tyson Chandler, Kidd, Sean Marion, and JJ Barea with Brian Cardinal, Karan Butler.
Who is that?
Who?
I don't know who that
Brian,
Who was who?
Brian Cardinal.
Yeah,
Brian
who
Cardinal was the
white guy,
like
man.
a lunch pail dude. He was a lunch pail dude.
Listen. You can
the white guy,
can
man.
Pull that. You
That
can
could
say
shoot
that on somebody
threes.
else. Y'all do not know who that guy is. And if y'all
I do know who Brian Cardinal is.
Listen, and if y'all know who he is,
He could shoot threes, Bishop.
You are not. Now you know what?
He could shoot threes pretty good.
I believe Tony know who he is. I think Howard, you just saying a statement and you just put it out.
No,
I'm not saying a statement, man.
I think Tony know who he is.
So you always.
Oh yeah,
Let
I
me tell you
know
something.
who
Let me
he
tell you
is, man. That's that dude that can dribble.
He
just put the statement.
You had to go
just
there.
do a statement out there. You don't know who he is.
No,
yeah,
man.
I know that. Yeah, man.
I've seen Brian Cardinal play.
Yo,
man, I've seen him play a lot. He could hit the tray. I'm gonna tell you that. Put it that way.
I put it to you this
He can
way.
hit the tray.
Nobody in that series averaged 40 minutes for Dallas. Nobody.
Hey, Tony.
3 people
Tony.
averaged 40 minutes for
Tony.
Tony.
How tall was Brian Cardinal? 6'9"? 6'10"?
Yeah.
Okay.
6'9".
Was that your way? That's your way of showing that you know?
No. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
6'8", 6'9". Well, you
No, Bishop. I seen this dude play, man. He was a bench player. I'm just serious. He was a bench player.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. He didn't get a whole lot of notoriety.
He balled out at Purdue. He just won an athlete.
My point was
he could hit that tray, man.
My point was saying who he is was because when he mentioned Pittman, you say who is
that? He ain't nobody, man.
You know who Pittman is too. But I'm just saying
that is true. Hey, Keith said it. Mike Miller, and now that I think about it, Mike Miller did have back spasms for that entire series. So they didn't have the one weapon off the bench that they would have. Because Mike Miller
they needed 3 weapons.
My first question is,
they needed 3 weapons.
Who is Keith Parker? Keith, I'm just blessing with you, baby. You might be on the show one time. I appreciate you. You made a good point, Keith. That was a good point, Keith. That was a good point. All right, let's go on.
Hey, but you're
always
right though.
doing that, man.
He shut the series down. That was a good point. He did have back spasms, and he might didn't contribute.
If Keith didn't know what he was talking about, it'd be a different story, Bishop. The man knew what he was talking about.
But he was right.
He brought something to our attention that we had forgot.
He was right. He was.
And you talking about who?
I'm just saying, man. He corrected me, man. You know what I'm saying? He corrected me when I'm wrong.
Get him, Keith. Get him.
You know, he fact checking it, brother. You know what I'm saying? He got time to look up on the internet. He searched that.
Keep them coming, Keith.
All right, let's roll. Look, right quick.
You know who he is now?
I know who he is now. I sure do. I'll never forget that name again. Keith Parker. All right, Keith. All right, look, who is your pick for NBA MVP this year? Because you know, Perkins got into some trouble this week on ESPN.
Man, that was stupid. I'm gonna just stop. Yeah, I'm gonna stop and say that's stupid.
Because Perkins said that, you know what he said. I can't formalize what he said.
Oh, he was saying that they just want the white dude to win.
It, but I'm just saying I don't know.
What he saying?
He said,
well, they said they wanted to be racial. They wanted to be racial, so they gonna always vote. Yo,
Tone, real talk.
Howard,
you know how things run.
How I know
real
how
talk.
things
I ain't
run,
gonna say I'm just saying. You know how They always, and this is just, you know, they always wanted a great white hope.
Hey Howard, hey
Always.
Howard, you could be great white with
But I like
anything.
Jokic.
They say they got the best record in the
Yo,
West, and he's averaging a triple double. That's a narrative. They're gonna vote for this dude, even though I don't feel like he's the best player. I feel like the reason why he's able to do
he
that is because the other guys
he
around
not
him
going
have come back healthy.
he not gonna win it this year, Tony.
I don't know, man. So Giannis
You
has
know,
a
I said he
chance
was gonna win it
because they
last year.
now.
He not gonna win it
I
this year, though, Tony.
no.
He shouldn't have won it last year.
I think he's more deserving
I
this year than
think.
he was last year.
Yeah, I agree with
Well,
you
you
on that
look,
one, Tony. I think
hold
he's
it,
more
hold it.
deserving this year. But
Listen,
Embiid gonna
because
win
the
it this
triple
year,
doubles,
man.
okay. Because the triple doubles, okay. I get you the triple doubles and all that stuff.
You started
He
to
can't
sound
play
like
defense.
a panther or something, man. You
Who is Todd? What he saying,
Todd.
man?
Look. Y'all don't. So look, Jokic. Y'all don't think. Let me see. Was he deserving?
He was
Not
always
last year.
deserving of being one of the runners, the guys to be one of the MVPs. I think last year, I think Embiid got kicked in the side.
He
Yeah.
did.
I
It's
think
just my
people don't
Embiid
like
got kicked in the
Embiid.
side.
And here's the
They don't
thing:
like
people
him.
forget that Embiid started the season injured, so he missed a lot of games in the beginning of the season. So these writers keep looking for reasons not to give people the award, right?
Well,
Jokic
they ain't
plays
gonna give it
every
to Embiid
game.
this year either. Then
Jokic plays every game. His team is in
he
first
plays
place
every
right now.
game.
And the only reason why they
He
gave it
does.
to him last year is because both of his two co-stars were hurt the whole year. They
We're
didn't
injured,
play.
right?
And
Gotcha.
they
I
kept
agree.
him where it was. So they just gave him the MVP because he kept his team afloat. But that's kind of disrespecting what Green and actually what both Greens were able to do alongside of him. And they had younger guys. They had Mosley, they had Beasley, they had other guys that were playing. So they gave it all to Embiid, but I don't think this has anything to do with a racial thing. It's like the same reason why people voted to give anybody other than Jordan or anybody other than LeBron or anybody other than Shaq. They were doing that because they feel like, okay, we can't give it to the same guy every
You got
year.
to give it to somebody else.
But they giving it to him every year.
Yeah, because here's the thing. This is his best year out of the three.
It
And
is.
Well, the first year that he won it,
problem,
Tony, was good too. He had a great year the first year he won it too.
right? But this year's
He
better.
had a great year.
But this year's
Last,
the
That
test.
yeah,
first year,
it is.
listen. I agree with Tony. I do. Where everything Tony's saying about him getting it. But the problem is this. Giannis should have been the MVP 3 years running. That year that Jokic won it, that
Can't
first
argue
year,
with
that would have been Giannis's, I think, second, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But he got hurt.
No, not
Did
no.
Giannis get
He
hurt that
still.
year?
Not, I don't think that.
He ain't
Regardless,
missed no
he was still
real
the
time.
MVP, in my opinion. And why
No,
they
I
ain't
think
give it to him?
Embiid. You say 3 years running. Embiid should have
I
won it
mean,
last year. I don't care what nobody says.
Embiid should have won it last year. But my point
Yeah.
is, when
Yeah,
Giannis won it, the 2 years after that, Jokic won it, right?
Yeah.
right.
And I think Giannis was the best player in the NBA them 2 years. But see, the problem that Jokic got
I
with
can't
getting
argue
it
with
this year, the problem that Jokic has with getting it this year, it's hard, man, to give a guy the MVP 3 years in a row. And he done already got his MVP for 2 years that he shouldn't have.
No.
Or one of them years he shouldn't have.
He should have got it last
It's
year.
hard. It's hard to give
He
anybody.
That's why I
definitely
said they
should have.
got to give it to Embiid this year.
They got to give it to MVP. It's hard to give any player the MVP for 3 years in a row. It's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
Well, they got the same record
to
this
me,
year.
that's dumb though.
They got the same
To
record
me-
this year.
That's extremely dumb. But you done set the precedent.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That to me, that's dumb. If you the best player, and then here's another thing. They do switch up voters every year, right? And the problem is no one has given a clear definition of what the MVP is. Some people say it's the best player on the best team. Some people say it's a team that's most valuable to their team. You know what I'm saying? As far as leading the wins or whatever. Some people say it's just who's the best player. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're saying who's the best player, it's been hard even in the years that Giannis did his thing. I still personally didn't think he was a better player than Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? There was arguments whether or not he was better than Kawhi Leonard before Kawhi Leonard started getting hurt all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that if you go by the best player, it's hard to say that Giannis would have been the best player, and you would never wind up at Jokic if you're saying the best player. So if you like the best player on the best team, then you got those years where Steph they winning 73 games, and he out there shooting all them threes, and of course he's going to be the MVP. Like, I don't see how even when Russell Westbrook got average a triple double, they team sucked, right? Compared to what they had been, this was one of their down years. They made it as an 8th seed. You know what I mean? So it just, there's no true definition of what MVP is. And I say who's having a better season. And better seasons don't always, because this is a team sport, better season don't always end up with best record. Better season doesn't always end up with you winning title at the end. You could be playing, you could be dominating. Like Wilt was the most dominant player and they didn't win. Why? Because he had trash around him. You know what I'm saying? You averaging 50 points and y'all not winning. Come on, man.
But the thing is and they counting how often you're on the court, man. That's one of the criteria, I believe. How often you stay on the basketball court.
I heard that they're trying to have a rule now that you got to play so many games to qualify for a lot of these rewards.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
Yeah, because if that's the case, then Embiid, he's been missing twice at least a week and a half to 2 weeks, twice this year. So,
but the last 3 years on the court. The last 3 years has been the same three for the top finalists, the same three, and it's been finished.
Yeah.
Embiid was number 3.
I don't know.
Jokic.
Yep.
Wasn't Jason Tatum in there?
No, at the beginning.
Yeah, he's top 5, but
he won't get it. He'll never get it. No, he's not getting that.
No, he'll never get it.
Well, if it wasn't for this stretch, because I'm telling you,
the devil is a lie. You know we gonna never do, Bishop.
He'll never get that oil ring.
We're gonna see.
A lot of people were stacking up to give it to Jason Tatum because he was the best player on, at the time, the best team in the league. They had a pretty decent lead on the next, team. Now, Milwaukee getting healthy and they not losing at all. So,
something going on in Boston, man. I don't know what it is, man. They be losing games that they shouldn't be losing.
I know what's going on.
What is it?
They waiting to turn it on when the playoffs come.
Waiting for the playoffs.
And that's part of it, Tony. But they think they've reached, since you went to the championship, Bishop, they think they've reached that point where they don't got to play every night. Everybody in the NBA is an NBA team. The worst team is an NBA team, and that's what they do. They get out there. Who said something about the other day? Just yesterday, because they shouldn't have lost last night. They shouldn't have lost the game before that. No, they won the game before that. But it's like, it's almost been like the Dallas Cowboys. To me, that's what I'm seeing. They almost been just like Dallas.
What way?
Y'all ain't did. Yeah, you ain't did nothing. You went there, but you ain't do nothing. Dallas went to the playoffs, but you ain't do nothing. Come on, man. Y'all got to play like you want it. Giannis is always on the court playing like he wants it.
Always.
That's the kind of mentality that they got.
Now, that's the difference between Giannis and every other player. I don't ever see Giannis chilling, like, ever.
No.
He
that man will stay
an hour
after they
kill you.
Free throws.
Yeah, Giannis
he need to do that.
He need to stop that.
He need to do that.
No, he need to practice at home.
Tony, he need to do that.
He don't need to be at no away stadium.
Tony, he need to be on that court shooting free throws. He's got 100% better.
And speaking of free throws are the only reason why Shaq don't have 8 MVPs.
Yeah.
Because people look for a reason. People look for a reason to take it away from him, and his free throw shooting 50% was a reason for people not to vote for him.
All right, real quick, let's get this next one real quick. Look, man, what are your thoughts? You hear that the Jets are looking to trade for Aaron Rodgers. That's what you're hearing. First of all, do you think the trade gonna happen? Secondly, if it does happen, what are your thoughts on him going to the Jets?
Come on, E.
I don't think he's leaving, man. Aaron Rodgers ain't leaving the Packers, man. It just won't end that way. He he probably got one good year left, and ain't gonna be
I
with
say
the
two.
Jets. You think two?
I say two.
Man,
And it's gonna be with the Jets.
unless he hanging out with Tom Brady getting some of that fountain youth, I don't know about that.
Now,
He
listen,
played better than
it's
Tom
gonna
Brady
be with
this
the
year
Jets.
with a broke
Hey,
thumb.
hey, Tony, that's the GOAT now.
I don't. Whatever. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm so tired of Aaron Rodgers. I've never seen a more
I am
diva,
too.
and I told you I thought he was the most talented quarterback I have ever witnessed play the game.
You have
I've
said
always said that. I'm so tired. He is the biggest diva
You
I
must
have
ain't
ever
seen
seen
John
in my
Elway.
life. He gave them. I think he's more talented than John Elway. John Elway just has a better
What?
arm. But he has given the Jets a list of players that he wants them to
Mm.
sign
what?
in order for
Well, they
him
got
to
one today.
say they
That
got
sound
Alan
like
They got
Lazard
one
Allen
today.
right
today.
You
there.
know who else on the
They got
list?
Alan Lazard today.
They want Cobb. He wants Cobb. He wants Mercedes Lewis, and he wants Odell Beckham.
And Odell Beckham.
Those are the four players he wants. First of all, the Jets got two good young receivers. They letting Davis go this year. I'm like, man, come on, man. These guys are better than everybody. Wilson is better than OBJ now because OBJ ain't the same. His speed ain't the same anymore. He's better
Well, they
than
ain't letting Wilson go. Wilson staying there. They ain't letting him
right. But
go.
what I'm saying, yeah, but do you
Yeah.
want a diva quarterback coming in there just throwing to his dudes when you got this dude out there who is a beast, who's about to be looked at? If he had a quarterback, he would have been looked at as up there with the Chases of the world and the man, come on, man.
And Aaron Rodgers is not a friendly guy
He's not.
to his receiver.
He's not, man. And that's
No.
the thing, man. I'm like, this is a straight diva move. But I will say this: he been playing everybody because they couldn't even talk about a trade until today anyway because they couldn't renegotiate his contract. There's no way that the Jets could have taken on and gotten $60 million, hit their cap. They had to have the cap space in order for the trade to go, and then they could renegotiate. He signed his contract a year ago today. Before you renegotiate a contract, a year has to pass. Exactly 1 year has to pass before you renegotiate again. So they couldn't even start talking about it until today. So when they signed Alan Lazard today, I actually feel like, okay, yeah, this is about to happen. They not getting Odell Beckham. They may go ahead and get because he wanted Bakhtiari, but the
He
Jets
want
not
too
gonna let
much.
Bakhtiari.
Beckham want
Yeah,
too much money, man.
yeah.
That's why they ain't going there.
So yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so
He
y'all
want too
think
much money.
so the two of y'all think Aaron not gonna be with the Packers, he going to the Jets.
Oh, he not gonna be with the Packers regardless.
What?
Yeah, he going to the
I don't
Jets.
think so.
He's not gonna be if
He
he
going
don't
to the
get traded.
Jets.
It's two things. He's either gonna get traded or he's retiring. The owner done already said it. The owner said they asked
He tired of
he's
that
the
mess.
chairman, they asked him, do you see a situation where Aaron Rodgers is back with the team as a quarterback? He said, I mean, well, yeah, if things don't go the way we want him to, then we can see him. He's a heck of a player. I don't know if he meant to say that out loud, but that's what he said out loud. They don't want Aaron Rodgers back. They don't want that. And if they cut him June 1st, which is a distinct possibility, they only take a $42 million cap hit instead of a $60 million cap hit if they cut him now. So
Man, I don't care.
I don't think he's coming back. I don't think
there's
there's a chance he's coming back to the Packers.
To the Packers. All right, well but Elliot, you think he's staying?
I think he
No
did.
way.
Yeah,
One
Elliot,
more
man,
year.
yeah, you
It's,
might
it's,
be wrong on this.
it's too much, man. Too much drama. They don't want
We'll
that mess
see.
no more, man. They tired of that. They tired of that, man. Love gonna be the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers this season coming. Watch what I tell you.
Okay.
He's gonna be their quarterback.
I'm gonna stay
It's
tuned. I'm
gonna
gonna watch that one.
it's Jordan Love, bro.
Yeah.
They feel like they, as a
It's
matter of fact, and
love.
they played it the same way. They feel like the same way they went from Favre to Rodgers. They feel like they're going from Rodgers to Love, and they feel like Love can be that guy for their team. They don't. if you look historically, the Packers ain't never had a bunch of quarterbacks. They get somebody and they ride with them until they get somebody else, and then they bounce them out. I mean, that's just what it is, man. You got to stop letting these dudes.
Love is not Aaron Rodgers.
We don't know.
Mm-mm.
We don't know
know.
what
Don't know
Love
yet.
is.
No, they know.
No, they don't know.
No,
If
they know.
No,
He
they
in the
don't
building,
know.
buddy. He ain't in the building making coffee.
No,
They know.
right.
no, Bishop.
And
No,
what
Bishop.
If
I'm
they
saying
knew,
is,
he wouldn't have been there. He wouldn't have finished
Yeah,
the
they
yo,
season
that
last year.
right,
Man, come on, man.
and understand this: they've had opportunities to sign other quarterbacks, draft other quarterbacks, whatever. He's in that building. They feel like what he was doing last year, where Aaron Rodgers won't there, working with those receivers, those young guys, and getting rapport and all of that. They feel like he can run the system. He may not be an Aaron Rodgers
Man,
because
listen, they
who
gave Aaron
is?
Rodgers a new contract.
Yeah, bro, you got to look at the contract. The
Bro, I
contract
don't
was
care.
set.
They
No.
could have let they could have let him go.
No, look at what I'm saying. They couldn't just let him go for nothing. They did that contract so that they can be in this position right now, controlling him. So if they want to do something else, and they set their team up because they're not paying their starting quarterback, which would be Jordan Love.
Aaron Rodgers wasn't a free agent, was he?
He was last year, yeah.
So then why didn't just let him go when he was a free agent?
Because
come on, man.
Because
they didn't know they ain't. If they thought Love was
They thought they were
Aaron
going to the
Rodgers
Super Bowl
and
with
he was a
Rodgers.
free.
they
but
thought he was
They
going
thought
to
they
the
were going to the Super Bowl with with Rodgers, man.
They
They
thought they
they
were
had
going
it.
to the Super
If
Bowl
you
with
think,
Rodgers,
if you
bro.
think
That's why they didn't let him
listen,
go.
man, y'all just finished telling me that Love was the Aaron Rodgers. If you thought Love was the Aaron Rodgers,
3 years.
Brett Favre, you would have
3
thought he was
years.
going to the Super Bowl with him.
3 years. He sat 3 years. They feel like you get a quarterback, you let him sit for 3 years, and then you got him. They didn't feel like Love was ready last year, but they feel like he might be ready now.
They was pushing Brett Favre out the door.
No, they weren't.
Yeah,
they was asking Brett. No,
Favre.
they were asking.
Brett
If you go back, they were asking Brett Favre. You just tell us what you gonna do. If you gonna retire, retire. If you gonna play, play. We tired of this waiting until June and then you decide. We got plans to make. Brett Favre was a diva, just like Aaron Rodgers is being a diva, and so they tired of it.
Man,
and they probably sit in Jordan Love right now and say, listen, before we give you this next contract, I don't care how good you become. The minute you start being a diva, we're going to let you go. Because you know what? We ain't about that life. Because they probably just tired of it, man. They've been tired of it.
For 40 years.
They've been
tired of it.
They've been about their life for 25, 30 years. They ain't nothing gonna change.
Bro. And they tired of it, though, man. They tired of it.
All right, one last thing, man, before we get out of here. Look, Jimmy Garoppolo signed with the Raiders. You think he's an upgrade from Derek Carr on the Raiders?
Only because he knows the coach. But personally, I think the problem with the Raiders is the head coach, not the team. So I don't care if they put Lamar Jackson or Aaron Rodgers in there. I think they still gonna be bad because I think he's a bad coach. I don't know why he.
I don't know, man. I think Jimmy G an upgrade.
He's an upgrade because he knows the system. But you know what I'm saying? And Carr was just learning the system last year. But I think they're
we're gonna find out because they just got rid of Waller too. They just sent Waller to the Giants.
You know why they got rid of Waller? Because he didn't like the coach.
Why?
Those conflicts between the coach. Anybody got a problem? I'm getting you out of here. That he trying to be Bill Belichick, but he ain't Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick ain't even Bill Belichick.
No more.
Not anymore.
Yeah,
not anymore.
Yeah, he Tom left and he just seemed like he forgot how to coach.
He missed the GOAT.
Well, no. So I take that. I ain't gonna say he forgot how to coach because their defense was still good last year. But he had a special teams coordinator and a defense coordinator calling the offense last year. Come on, man. I mean, dude, he was thinking, oh yeah, we could just bring anybody in here to run the offense because we're gonna be based on defense. The quarterback, a second-year quarterback, was calling him out, talking about this some trash in here. Come on, man. That was a bad move, man. Those guys did not know offense. And they were coaching the offense. Joe Judge was a bad head coach.
One quick question before we go. Now that you say that, on the Patriot, the Patriot, now that Tom Brady has retired, what was the percentage of their victories? The reason for winning? Tom Bill, what was it? 50-50? 70-30? 80-20?
70-30, Tom.
Ooh.
Oh my God, you smoking so much.
Howard.
What?
Jesus.
Man, I'm a split it in half. 50-50, man.
And
50-50.
I
Because
got
Bill Belichick had a heck of a
55-45.
defense that kept them in a lot of games, won a lot of games
I
for them.
I got 55-45, and the reason I say I lean more toward Belichick, because for the first 10 years,
What?
of their winning, Brady wasn't
Mm.
Brady. Brady was just a dude. They first 10 years.
You think they could have won with somebody else the same way they won with Brady? The first 10
No.
years?
It would have to be a great. It couldn't just be putting Baker Mayfield in there and they
Well, you
win.
just finished saying Brady wasn't Brady though.
No. He wasn't Brady.
Who
All
was
Brady
he? Who
did,
was he? Who was he?
he was a game manager.
So you
Like
think they could have put any game manager in there and won them Super Bowl?
not any game manager.
Well, then he won the game manager there.
Nah, man. So okay. So
I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
no.
I'm just saying.
Now what? Okay. The Ravens, 2000 Ravens. The year before that, their defense was really good. They had Tony Banks, a quarterback. They did nothing. They got Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer was never known as, and as a matter of fact, he kind of was a gunslinger in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but
But
the problem
no.
is, Tony, no,
But
man, the problem is you said 10 years. You could talk about 2 now with Baltimore. You said 10 years.
No.
You said 10
I'm saying
years.
for the first 10 years, the Patriots did not win because of offense, period. They didn't. They did not win because of offense, period.
So back to my
Their
original
defense was
question.
their
So back to
defense was
my
crazy.
original question. You could have put
But
somebody
the
else in there
offense
and had the same results.
They
was
may not have
bad.
won the Super Bowl because you still
Well,
need
then,
to.
well,
So
then, but then
no,
you
no,
gotta
no,
say,
no.
Brady. I mean,
Here's the one thing I will say about Brady that I can't even take away from him, and I wouldn't even try to take away from him. On the field, seeing the plays, the way they run when they call the plays and they're doing the defense, there is one hole in the defense. Period. There's because of a good defense, there's always one hole. And Brady was the best at finding that one hole, even if it meant just get the ball out, get it to Gronk 5 yards, we moving the chains. Get it to back when it was Troy Brown, back when it was, you know what I'm saying?
sound
Let's
like to
not
me
forget.
you saying a lot. He do something that a lot of
No,
other quarterbacks can't do.
no, here's what I'm saying.
That's what it
What I'm
sounded like
saying
to me.
is if you put Baker Mayfield in there, Baker Mayfield not gonna take the check
That's
down.
wrong.
Baker Mayfield gonna try to
Because
make a
Aaron
play.
Rodgers can read
And so what
defenses
I'm saying
with his
is
eyes closed.
right, but what I'm saying is you can't put somebody in there that's trying to make a play that's not
I
there.
disagree with that, Howard. But go ahead, Tony.
I don't think
You gonna
I
just
don't
disagree with it because I said his eyes closed.
I
yeah.
disagree with it
But
because y'all be making statements that I just got to catch you on. That you're talking as if
Yeah, I know
Aaron
what you're
Rodgers
saying,
don't
man.
make mistakes. Aaron Rodgers ain't got but
No,
one
no,
Super
no,
Bowl.
no. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
You said,
I said
what did you say?
he can read defenses with his eyes closed.
With his
Evidently, and
eyes
I
closed.
know,
Aaron
and
Rod-
I know that eyes closed is a figure of speech. But my point is,
exactly.
if he is that phenomenal at reading defenses, then he should have more than one Super Bowl.
You know what Tom Brady's
Like
biggest
the GOAT.
asset was? Tom
If
Brady.
you don't got a
did-
defense, then that's not true, Bishop.
I don't care
Tom
what
Brady-
defense you got.
Tom
If
Brady
you're
didn't
that
mind
great
punting.
at reading defenses, they shouldn't be able to stop you because you
What?
know the defense.
Tom Brady did
How
not
did-
mind
how
Found
did-
punting.
that one hole.
How did the Patriots win the Super Bowl over Seattle? They didn't win it because of Tom Brady.
They
Who
did
they
not.
win it because of?
I'm not saying they
The
did.
defense.
I'm not saying they did. I'm not
This-
talking about the
this
defense.
is what I'm trying to tell
talking
you.
about the statement you made when you said that
There you
he
go.
was reading. I'm just saying.
So
if
Tom
a
ain't had nothing to do with that.
Listen, if
Man,
a guy
shut
is
up,
the best,
man.
if a guy
Tom ain't
is
had
the
nothing to do
best
with
Take it in.
at, it ain't. I'm
Come
just
on,
saying.
man.
So you say Aaron Rodgers is the best at reading defenses.
To me, he is.
I mean,
Was he better than
I
Peyton
don't agree
Manning?
with that.
He
Now,
don't
I
agree
think
with that.
Aaron Rodgers,
no,
up until
no,
Patrick
no,
Mahomes, I think he
Peyton
is the
Manning.
most
Peyton
Was he better
athletic
than Peyton Manning?
quarterback
Yeah, Peyton Manning.
with the most
I can't
skill
say you
that's
got me on
ever
that
played the
email.
game.
Yeah, Peyton Manning was
Now
a
I'm
defensive reading tool.
agreeing with you there. I just think Pat need to do it a little bit longer, but I think Patrick Mahomes is he can do the most any
but before
quarterback
Pat,
I've
it
ever
was
seen.
Out
Aaron
of
Rodgers.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah. But
Right.
I
yeah,
wouldn't say
yeah,
he was the best at
yeah.
reading defenses, though.
No. The reading defenses quarterbacks
He-
are Brady 1, Manning 2. You know what I'm saying? Then you go back.
You, Mike, and if you think about it, you found some more people before you get to Aaron.
Right.
Yeah.
You
I
will.
don't know,
So
man.
Aaron,
Who?
no, Aaron
Call
is
him
making
out. Call him
plays.
out.
Aaron was a player.
Call him
Montana,
out.
Montana, Young,
Better than that.
Drew
Better.
Yeah.
Brees.
Better.
I don't
Better.
know
But
Montana read
Better.
defenses, man. Montana had a. I don't even know if that you can say he read no defenses, man.
Yeah, he
Montana had
did. He did,
a
Howard.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't say that. Montana had some of the best goddamn. He ain't had to
and
read no
man,
defense.
the West
Oh,
Coast
so you
offense is
saying
all
I'm
reading
gonna throw
he
he,
defenses.
wasn't
he ain't had to
good?
read a defense.
The West
You
Coast
saying he
offense
just
is
had
all
good
No,
reading
receivers?
he's good.
defenses.
Oh, he
Oh, I
did he
don't know.
what?
He did have some
No.
good receivers, but
You but
Montana was a
he
bad
had some
boy.
more than good receivers.
Yeah, nah,
I ain't saying he wasn't.
he had more than good receivers. Let's
Dude,
let's not act like he just
dude,
had good receivers. He
that's what I'm
had
trying
3
to
Hall
tell
of
you.
Famers out there that he was
What
throwing
kind of
to.
receivers he have in
Dude,
Kansas City?
who
Who
my
were his
who
receivers?
he didn't have no he didn't have that great
And he
he had no
balled out
receiving
in
core in
Kansas
Kansas City.
City.
Yeah, as a
Yeah,
matter of
but he didn't
fact,
have no receiving
he
core
put
like he
up
had in San
he
I
put up
Francisco.
know,
more
but he
yards. He
still
put up more
balled out,
yards.
though.
You know why he put up more
Mm,
yards?
Why?
Because
he ain't win no Super
because
Bowl.
they couldn't run the ball at all because they was always down and he had to play. So he did put up bigger numbers.
Look, man, all
So
I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers is the best. He is the most skilled quarterback, in my opinion, up until Pat. And Pat still got to prove himself for the length of time that Rodgers have proved himself for. But up until that time was there. My thing was he just couldn't have been that
I don't
great.
know, Bish. Pat
Who?
Mahomes, you said he got to prove himself. He done proved himself.
I mean,
I'm
and
sorry.
if that's your take, I'll agree with that. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
he
it's
done
I
proved
can't.
all
himself, man.
he won a Super Bowl with one ankle.
Yeah.
It's-
Man, he
And he got
did, right?
two and been
One
Ain't
and
ankle.
been
none of them dudes has done what this dude has done.
yeah.
None of them dudes.
none of
Size
them.
for Brady. Size for Brady.
No, Brady
Brady,
ain't done
Brady,
this.
Brady.
Brady ain't done
Nah,
this.
Brady
Brady ain't done this.
Brady
Not
has
this.
not
No,
been,
no.
and this is
I'm
if
talking
you
about
go
as far
back
as
and look, if you go back
going to
and
the
look,
Super Bowl.
and I challenge all of y'all to do this because I did it a little while ago. I went and checked all of the Patriots wins, and I checked where their rankings were defensively, where their rankings were offensively. I'm gonna tell you one thing that the Patriots did better than anybody else. They didn't choke. Other teams choked against them. If you look at their wins, everybody's like they get tight, they choke, they can't handle it, they just and you say what you want, whether it was Brady, whether it was Belichick, as a team, everybody had that do your job mentality, and it worked. They didn't
That's what it
give
was.
games away.
Well, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm not gonna agree with you, but I'm gonna accept what you're saying because we're not gonna go back and check all of their games. So we will
No,
just
not
go
all the
ahead and let
games,
you
all the
have that.
Super Bowl
Oh,
runs.
Super Bowls. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, look, we had a good one. I think this was a good one tonight, fellas. We had a good one, Howard. We had a good one, Howard. Everybody,
Funny, man.
we all make statements, man, that we can't hold on to. I made it. You know what I'm saying? Elliot made them, Tony made them, and it was just your
That's
night.
right.
Everybody got a night where we make statements that we just
Whatever,
can't.
man.
We just can't
I don't make no statements.
Yeah, you just made one. We just caught you on. You just
No.
made one too. It's just that Howard made one after you. So
No. What you catch me on?
Well, I forgot that what it
So we
was, but I
double.
just
Yeah,
caught you on. Yeah,
because I don't make no
caught you.
statements.
Yeah, you did. I
As a
caught
matter
you
of
on
fact,
something.
I
Oh
support
yeah, I know what the
everything.
statement you said. Well, you said that Tom Brady was just regular, but then when I asked you, could somebody else do it?
I
You
didn't
said
say
no.
regular. I said, listen, man, there's okay, all right. So
That's what
if
you
you
said.
look at like the Bills,
No,
when the
he said.
Bills played those games that the Bills were winning, there was no question that the Bills were winning because of Josh Allen. Their defense was giving up 30 points. He had to score 34.
That's a
What
phenomenal point you just made. That don't have nothing to do with what we was talking about.
No. What I'm saying is those first 10-year Patriots teams weren't winning because of Tom Brady.
Yeah, but then when I asked you, could somebody else do it? You said no.
No, because I still think even
But
to
then it
get
was,
that
but
done,
then it was because of Tom Brady. If you're telling
It
me
was.
that, if you're telling me
it's not.
that,
No, I'm
if
not.
listen, if you're telling me that if I
Tony, you're
got,
not gonna win this one, buddy.
if I got 3 bricks in front of me, and you
Mhm.
tell
You're
me,
not gonna win this one, buddy.
that the reason I can pick these bricks up is not because of me, and then I ask you, could somebody else do it? You be like, no, they can't do it. Then it was because of
No,
me. You can't argue that.
Okay, let me say it this way then.
Okay, say it
I
this way.
feel like those early Patriots Super Bowls, there was at least 7 or 8 other quarterbacks in the league that could have won those early Super Bowls. How about that?
Not 32.
Dude, it ain't 32 quarterbacks in the league.
Okay.
It's people playing the position, but it ain't
But my point
30
is
NFL quarterbacks.
then he was seventh. I don't want but 6 other people that could do what he did. That's your argument. That's not my argument. That's your argument. That ain't my argument. That's your argument.
No, you
Sounds
right.
like what he's
No,
saying.
I'm no.
And
no,
those
you're
6,
right.
and those 6 are Manning. It's got to be one.
Yeah, we talk about early
Drew
years,
Brees.
We talk
with
Favre and
Favre. We talking about top tier quarterbacks.
Hold on.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem, man. Y'all still putting too much on the championships. Like,
See, ain't nobody saying about championships tonight, Tony.
No. Here's what I'm saying.
No rings
No,
tonight.
because, dude, listen. Yo, Rex Grossman got to the Super Bowl, homie. Come on, man.
Yeah, so did Doug Williams. Doug Williams got there too.
But watch this. You said
Doug Williams
Rex
won.
You said Rex Grossman got to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Watch this. Now watch this question.
Okay.
You could replace Rex Grossman with somebody else, and they'd probably still got to the Super Bowl with
28 other quarterbacks.
I believe it. I don't know about 28.
But you can't say that about Tom Brady. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know about 28. No.
When I asked you, could somebody else do what Tom Brady did? He was like, no, ain't but 5 other people in the world that could do that.
No. I was probably being a little bit too conservative when I said 5 or 6. It probably was somewhere.
So more like 2?
Any top end, so top half of the league. Top half of the league, so 16 quarterbacks. So 15 other people, I think, with the early years.
Do you think Drew Brees, not Drew Brees, what's the dude that he took this place we got hurt?
Matt Castle.
No, not Matt Castle. Drew somebody. The guy
Drew Bledsoe absolutely would have won it. Drew Bledsoe absolutely would have won it. You know why they got rid of Drew Bledsoe?
I can agree with that.
Because Drew Bledsoe was the most expensive player on their team, and then he was like, yo, we can win with this dude that we don't pay nothing, because he was a 6th-round pick. And let's not forget, through Tom's first 7, 8 years, he was still playing, even though he was the starter, playing on very low contracts. And that enabled them to build a heck of a team around him. They always had Pro Bowl defenders. They were putting 6 Pro Bowl defenders in the Pro Bowl every year.
I agree. I don't put Tom Brady as the GOAT. I don't. But all I'm saying is you can't get a man 45% and give Bill Belichick 55%. You can't do that.
I say that it's a team thing, man. I always feel like it's a team thing.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact,
it's a team thing until I ask you, can you just replace one plug, and you tell me it's not as good. It ain't. Does that mean it ain't a team thing? If it's a team
but
thing,
a team is only as strong as its weakest link. And so what I'm saying is, you
saying
can't put a Baker Mayfield link, but you can put well, I ain't even gonna say Brett Favre, because Brett Favre probably would have lost, because what they needed, I think you could have put a Trent Dilfer in that situation.
No, man.
In the early years, I think you could have put a Trent Dilfer, because what Trent Dilfer said is, I'm not gonna turn the ball over. I'm gonna take my checkdowns, and I'm gonna let this historic defense do what it does. And they won a Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. I'm not taking nothing away from Tom. I'm trying to give credit to the organization and what they were doing at the time.
But and your little way that you do that, the only Tony can do, and you hide it so well. You
Nah,
do
because
take it away from Tom.
you reading into it.
You are taking a little bit away from Tom.
You know he's not my goat. So
no, he's not your goat.
Right, and so
he's not your lamb.
He's had the best career, hands down.
All right, fellas.
Well, wouldn't that be the GOAT, Tony?
What's wrong with this dude, man?
He's not the best player. He's not the
Hey,
best
Tony,
player.
Tony, you didn't hear what he
lamb.
said, man.
He's not my lamb.
He said you got.
Tony hard, man. Tony hard on what you call it, man. He hard.
No, it's just giving other people more credit. People want to discount the greatness of others because this guy was fortunate to be on a good organization.
Oh, now he fortunate.
Use the word fortunate with Tom.
He was. Hey man, if Tom Brady would have got drafted,
like he was a great investor,
he would have had a 6-7 year career and then been a backup.
Oh, that's a low blow, Tony.
No, man, this dude was
so
developed.
Disrespectful.
This dude was developed, homie. Come on, man. Let's not act like if he was given the same opportunity.
No skills, just development. No skills.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right, man.
Don't be frustrated, because
no, man.
Word.
No.
I am. Get out of here, but I'm not letting you get off the hook.
He was very okay. Now watch this. So, if you look at you a Steelers fan,
I am.
You look back at the steel curtain.
Okay.
Do you not say that Terry Bradshaw was fortunate to come into that organization because they were winning all that stuff already? They were already there. They had the defense.
I can understand why you say that, but Terry Bradshaw might say they was fortunate to have him.
Yeah,
that is true. He could say that.
I mean,
but I'm telling you, they were an organization that was about winning.
The Denver Broncos was fortunate to have Elway.
The Denver Broncos were fortunate to have Elway. Elway changed that franchise. Huh?
The Bills were fortunate to have Kelly.
No.
Dallas is fortunate to have Tony Romo.
No.
I know that was a joke. We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. That was a joke.
You got me with that one, bitch.
That's all right.
We got to get out of here. That was a joke.
That's all right,
That was a joke. That was a joke. Man, they were fortunate, man. Yo, Tony Romo. Hey, man, we'll see y'all guys next week, Tuesday night, 9 o'clock p.m. I got to go get something.
All right, man.
Bye.
Yes, sir.
Out of here, man.
All right, fellas.